you can use it in the beta version of Photoshop. You need to go to the Creative Cloud app. Here it is. So Creative Cloud application, you go to what you called the beta apps. Within the beta apps, you will find this Photoshop beta version. You can install it. I already have it installed and I have it opened. And let me go to my Photoshop app and then show you what is this generative AI tool and what it can do. I'm not a Photoshop expert, but for a beginner user like me, this update makes everything work like a charm. Stay with me to see its powers. So first of all, let us see this cow. Try to remove this cow. Let us use the generative AI tool in Photoshop beta. To do that, I will simply use the lasso tool to select rough selection around this cow, and then when you select something, Photoshop will provide you this contextual menu. If you don't see this contextual menu bar, what you can do, you can go to window and select this contextual task bar. So I already have it enabled, so it is there. So once you select something, you get this contextual generative fill task bar. Now simply click on this generative fill. You have this text box where you can describe what to fill this selection with. So that AI will generate according to the prompt. If you have used Midjourney, you would know how to use some certain prompts. But here, I will not use any prompts. Let the AI choose what is best to replace this cow with. So let me go ahead and hit the generate option. Bear in mind that everything works online, so you need to have a stable internet connection for this feature to work. And it takes certain time. So let me click the generate button and see what it comes out. So it takes a little bit of time, so be patient until the whole process gets completed. It takes quite a little bit of time depending on the scene, depending on what type of generations it is required by the actual photograph. So it takes a little bit of time, be patient and see the magic. Now it is done. So you can see that this thing has gone. So once it does a generative fill, what it does is that it has created one new layer, that is the generative layer, and also it gives us 3 different options. So you can select different options, it is there. So you can select the best option for according to your image. So this is as simple as that. It has done a lot better work than the earlier content aware fill option. Now this is one of the simple example. Let me try one more thing. Let us select a little bit of wider area in this photograph and then try one more generative fill. You can, if you wish, you can just disable the layer and get the original image back. Now let us try one more generation using a wider area. So let me take the lasso tool again. Let me select roughly around this area and try to generate something using a prompt. Now once I selected, now this generative fill is there. This time I will give it a prompt. So let me put something like lush green area with small flowers. Okay, let it be like that and then hit generate. So it will also take some time. Now you see, this is an amazing thing. I have selected roughly and it has filled it the whole area of selection with image according to the prompt that I have given. So you got an idea what you can do with this generative fill option. I will show you two or three more options, more examples, and then you can try it yourself. So let us go to the second photograph. This is a photograph of a nearby place, nearby lake. Let us try to remove this boat. Generative fill. I will keep it empty, the prompt text box, and hit generate. So you can see that it has got a lot of powers already in my earlier example. So let us see what it can do in this example and continue with it. So here it is, you can see the results. It has done the removal of the boat very fine, neatly, and it has adjusted the whole scene in such a way that it is almost perfect. If you pixel peep into the photograph, you may find some problems in the photograph, but for a layman, but for a simple person, if you look at the image, you cannot say that this is something done by an AI technology. So let us do some more manipulation, like let us select this area and let us put something like a small tree with rocks around. Okay, let us give this prompt and see what it can come up with. So it is taking its time to generate the prompt, generate images or generate objects according to the prompt that I have given. So it takes a little bit of time, so we need to be patient. But otherwise, these kind of image manipulation itself will take a lot of time to make everything happen according to the creative ideas. So this AI in couple of minutes can generate images, manipulate images in such a way that it takes a hell lot of time for a normal manual transformation of that image in a way in which earlier Photoshop users did it. So you can see, so it has generated a small tree with some rocks around. So, and it looks something different, but you have these options. You can change the different options. It gives you different options. Now, one more thing that you can do is that you can go to this prompt, you can change the prompt and change the selection. You can change this prompt like rocks. The generations are going on within the particular selection only. So you can change what is generated for that selection according to the prompts that you give. Now you see there are rocks generated. So this is the second example. I will give you one more example. I will try to extend this vertical photograph into a landscape photograph. Let me first try to extrapolate this image. So to do that, I will add pixels to this image by going to the crop tool and then extend in either way. And then these are empty area, and what I will do next, I'll go ahead and select this empty area along with some of the areas of the previous picture like this. And then I'll simply hit the generative fill and then hit generate and let the AI decide what to fill this area with. You can see that it is almost indistinguishable from the earlier image. You have the other options, like you can change the different options. It gives you different options, so you can try with what is the best for you. So we can go ahead, and what we can do is, again using the crop tool, I will extend this farther and then select the selection and then generative fill and hit generate again. So let us see how these will go and how far these can go. Here you can see the magic of AI. So you can select different objects. Almost all are identical, almost indistinguishable. If you post it on Instagram, if you post it on a social media, nobody can easily say that this is AI generated stuff. To get back to its original position, this was my original picture and I have extrapolated it with 2 generations with AI, and it has given me this image, which is a landscape oriented image. Using a blank canvas, we can generate many different things. It will depend on the how creative we are, how creative our prompts are. I am not a very creative person, so my prompts may not be very creative. You can try it to generate awesome photos or awesome artwork. Let us go to a blank canvas. This is a 1:1 image for Instagram, and let me give it a prompt. I have selected the whole thing using the selection button. It was originally a blank canvas, and I have selected everything, and I'll give it a prompt. For example, close-up of a rose with leaves. Let me make it a yellow rose, for example, and let us generate. So AI is awesome, and this technology, or this is a revolutionary technology. You can see the rose is generated. It may not be as per your liking, so you have two more options. So you see, these are pretty realistic images. It may not be that perfect perfect, but you can use those images in your work. You can change this prompt to something else using this text box. Again, let us make it a valley of flowers with, suppose, with mountains and a river. Okay, so let us give this prompt. For every prompt you have a new layer. You can use those layers to get everything onto your photograph. Now you see, so the new layer has got these 6 options. In the first prompt you got these 3 roses, and the next prompt you get these 3 different pictures. Now let us try one more stuff. So this is AI generated, and then I can select the crop tool and extend it farther, and then select this portion to make it a landscape oriented picture. So let us hit generative fill and hit generate. Let us see what it comes out to be. You can generate artwork using this technique, using the generative AI fill. So you see, so you have got these 3 options more. This is the future of AI, and this is the, in my opinion, this is the biggest update Photoshop has ever brought in. So for someone like me who is not an expert in Photoshop, who wants to do some photo manipulation, these things is amazing. So you can try this out using the Creative Cloud app and downloading the Photoshop beta version. So thank you very much. See you soon.